A dramatic last quarter of the game. It was 0-0 till the 65th minute. That's why we love the game. 3-2, and then Joe, in the last seconds, it could have been 3-3 extraordinarily.
Extraordinary. He would have written himself in World Cup foul. That's the cheekiest of things to do. The goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, just doesn't see him, and to slip at a vital moment. I'll just be interested in what his teammates are going to be saying to him when he gets in the dressing room with Diogo Costa.
I thought goalkeepers always looked over their shoulder.
Always lucky boy.
Very lucky. We've seen the best and the worst of Portugal tonight. Yeah. Look at Ronaldo's face. My goodness. Or else he just had a call that Newcastle are in for him. Not sure. It's just unbelievable for such experienced players to be holding on at the end. Again, the good and the bad.
They weren't very professional, Portugal, tonight. I expected a lot more from them. I expect a lot more going forward, and I expect them to be a lot more solid in defence. I thought they were ordinary tonight.
Yeah, but they've got away with it. Let's have a look at the penalty decision, which gave Ronaldo a chance to make history. I think it probably depends if you love Ronaldo or you love Portugal, whether you think this is a penalty or not.
Sorry, Joe, I just think it's a penalty because when a defender is so clumsy, but we're watching it live and we're thinking, stay on your feet, don't give the referee a chance. There's contact. There's no need for him to go in there. Ronaldo's going away from the goal. There's no need.
Just come over and usher him away from the goal, the way the ball is going.
Is there enough contact really for a penalty?
Yes.
Yes.
It was self-inflicted.
I think the momentum he's running at, any kind of clip can
and Ronaldo's cuter than a bag of monkeys, isn't he? He knows it. He knows he's coming, and he knows there's going to be contact, and I'll make the most of it.
We saw Bale doing it the other night. You just wait for the defender and you pray that he gives you that chance.
When Ronaldo scored his first goal in the World Cup against Iran in 2006, 3 days later, Joe scored against Sweden in Cologne. That is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you're attached to history somewhere along the line.
Somewhere along the lines, a small part.
Yeah, a small part. When Ghana went behind, we wondered what they would have in an attacking sense, Joe, and they showed us they did have something, which I think is a bit of a frustration for some of them.
It must be frustrating for the Ghanaian supporters because they turned up, they got forward, they made runs in behind, then they carved open, which was a vulnerable Portugal back four at times. They've got Andre will never score an easy goal in his career. Credit to him, he's in the right position and he popped it away. It means so much to the captain. He's been there for many, many years, and you just must. Frustrated, they just played within themselves for such long periods in this game, and they probably had to at times, but maybe should have a little bit more attacking intent, a little bit more runners in behind, and they nearly pulled off an amazing result.
We wondered what that would do to the game, but actually it was Portugal who found another win.
Found another gear, a delightful pass from Bruno Fernandes, and Joe's man scores a fine goal, but with a lot of help from the goalie. Why has he come that far?
Yeah.
Come to the 6-yard line and stop. The defender's getting across there, which has made it very easy for João Felix to score.
He looks tiny, doesn't he? He looks so small.
Ziggy just sits down and says, there you go, just think me.
Because if he stays on the edge of his 6-yard box, the guy's going to have to Felix shoot really hard and well to beat him.
He's raced out. He's raced
made his mind up.
Yeah.
And gone to ground.
We talked about Leao.
Yeah, brilliant. Very, very simple. Talking about runners. Ghana got a bit giddy. Obviously, we're chasing the game 2-1 down, and this lovely way to pass Fernandes, who wasn't actually great. 2 assists, lovely finish, lovely technique, and beautiful goal.
Yeah, we was calling for him at half time. That's exactly what they needed, didn't they? They needed penetration, they needed a dribbler. As soon as that, they looked a different proposition as well. They lit the whole game up. Having players who can go by players, it changes the game.
Portugal were not convincing tonight. They've got away with one. They weren't terribly attractive going forward. They weren't making lots of chances. They'll have to be better than that.
Strangely, as bad as they were, they've scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Now, we want to have a look at what happened right at the end again, where Inaki Williams so nearly got the equaliser. We're sort of racking our brain. Dion Dublin did this. You played in a game with...
There's a few, yeah. Well,
Robbie Keane did it,
and
did he?
Robbie done it as well.
Yeah.
So that's striker's been obviously very, very clever. But the goalkeepers, as we know, you have to be aware of it. You see most goalkeepers at this stage, just look over their shoulders. They have a habit either side, and only for this slip.
He doesn't slip, he scores, doesn't he?
Oh, you'd never forgive him.
He's 23. He'll never do that again. He'll be looking over both shoulders from now on.
That face says 1,000 words, doesn't it? It really does.
Graham's right. He will never make that mistake again. He's got away with one tonight.
Portugal got 3 points. Ghana, though, when they go into their next game, they must think, actually, if we can be a little bit more progressive from the start, maybe we could get greater joy.
Well, you know, he's got to pick the bones out of that performance, and the positives were, if you let these boys off the leash a little bit, there's enough in the team they could hurt Uruguay. We didn't see nothing from Uruguay or South Korea which will frighten them to death.
This is no different to any other World Cup. Every team approaches the first game nervous about losing the first game. Ghana have got to find another way of playing in the second game and the third game.
Yeah. And as you say, from Portugal's point of view, not good, but 3 goals. In some ways, you'd settle for that because there's a lot more progress to come.
Lots of pluses. The attacking player, 2 attacking players scoring. Ronaldo scoring after a difficult few months. 3 goals, 3 points. On you go.
What have you made of the chances that he has had, Ronaldo? Would you expect him to have done a little bit better?
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. Of course he will be with the qualities he's got. Obviously got the big build-up. He knows how to score goals and the chances he had. First one, I think, was a great chance. Again, the winner back high up the pitch as you'd expect in there. And this is maybe it is maybe slightly behind him, but I still think obviously with his quality, a better first touch. Credit to the goalkeeper, he's obviously come out and done well, but with his quality, he'd be disappointed. And of course, he's had a great chance here with the header. How many times over the years, his timing, he's above the defender, and just kind of missed the flight right at the end of it.
Yeah, he can still lead, can't he, Graham?
He's got that, obviously. It's just... And this, listen, I think he's unlucky. I think the defender's done well to go down to win the free kick. He finishes it well, but the defender's done well to win that foul. But a bit unlucky.
I know with the header, you expected him to score that, didn't you?
Yeah, normally he does. The only thing I can think's happened is he's let the number 4, the defender, his knees on him, and maybe he's just knocked himself off balance, because this is a food and drink chance for him. It really is. Look, with the collision, does it make his head? Does it put it in the wrong place? Because it's sat up beautifully. He's got a chance to run at it. You're thinking this has got goal written all over it. We've seen it 100 times from him.
Still got that leap, hasn't he?
Oh, how athletic is that?
Yeah.
Still got that.
We're talking about the leap of Ronaldo. Must talk about the discipline of Ghana. They really are in their shape and sticking to it, aren't they?
Otto Addo be delighted. They haven't been anything of an attacking force. What they have done is they've been diligent, they've been disciplined, and what they've done is they've condensed the park in the middle. So Bernardo Silva can't get on the ball, Bruno Fernandes can't get on the ball, but there's not enough runners from Portugal, and Portugal have helped them out, but they've been disciplined and they've kept them at bay. I imagine the Portuguese will probably be thinking second half Nuno Mendes to give him some penetration down the left, Rafael Leao. But if Ghana will be absolutely delighted with their first 45 minutes work, because they're keeping them at bay.
It's been easier for them. They need a bit more with Portugal. What they also need is someone who can dribble, skip past someone, then the next defender has to come out, and then what happens beyond that is open. They need someone who can commit someone. At this time, they're just playing in front of Ghana.
The reason they're sitting in it is because they're fearful and they have respect of the opposition. In Portugal, definitely better players. But they've got to do more with it. They've got to pass it quicker. We've mentioned it here. They've got to have runners. For Ghana, it's been easy. I think we could have played out there. But you've got to get at them. Quick play. Portugal have been too slow. They have the quality, but it's not good having the quality unless you're going to show it. Guarantee the manager was saying, lads, quicker to passes, 1-2s. Nobody running off the ball. They've got too many players all wanting to come and play and be nice with it. You need someone running in just to mix the game up a little bit.
And then you just start to move the pieces around, don't you? And then there's a knock-on effect.
If you're playing against Portugal tonight, you're delighted because you're seeing there are 11 players there all the time. There's no real dart in behind. They have to play a bit more risky football, basically, Portugal. Someone has to skip past someone. I expect them to be different in the second half.
Leao, we talked about before the game. Maybe Felix, who's been a little bit swallowed up, hasn't he, in the defence?
He's been inactive. I'll give him a big build-up. But, I mean, Rafael Leao's the one for me. I watched him play for AC Milan in the Champions League, and he can drive past Graham's right. You need someone who can commit someone. And then all of a sudden the shape changes. Ghana are not comfortable. They haven't got the 5. Spaces open up. And Bruno Fernandes, they can find Ronaldo.
And people say when your teams are that low block, it's tough to break down. It's not. It's not. If you do things properly and show your quality, they've not shown their quality even with the end product, but they've just got
to do it properly and quickly. Is that the key?
Of course, that's the name of the game. Slow, and quick in around the box. And when they've done it once or twice, they've looked a lot more dangerous.